I am truly honored to present from Remax Military City, the owner and founder of the Levi Rodgers Group. We have with us on the phone here Levi Rodgers and his manager, Richard Pancheco. Welcome, guys.
Good morning. How you doing?
Morning.
We're doing great. Hey, Levi, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So, I appreciate it. I'm a retired Army Special Forces warrant officer. I was wounded in Afghanistan in 2009, which brought me here to San Antonio, Texas, and found real estate through a real estate agent that treated me really good, and I was inspired. Found a local Remax office, jumped in, and the local broker owner there mentored me, and it was all over from there. And then 7-8 years later, I own one of the top producing real estate teams in the country, and so it's pretty neat. It's been a wild ride.
That's awesome. Hey, first of all, thank you so much. Huge gratitude and respect to you. Thank you for your service, your sacrifice. You've given it your heart and soul and served your country honorably and well, and a Purple Heart recipient. You've won a lot of accommodations for your valiant effort on the battlefield. So thank you so much for all that you've done for us.
No problem, sir. I must say, as much as people love to thank me every time that happens, I always like to point out the sacrifice that those that didn't make it have made, as well as the families out there. The families truly deserve all the credit in support of the warfighter today. But I do appreciate your words.
Thank you. I completely agree. It's the families that keep the warriors propped up on the battlefield, and they're fighting the battle here at home emotionally and support wise. So we give great gratitude to them as well. And Richard, we're glad to have you on the show, and thank you for your service.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So Richard, tell us a little bit about yourself also.
Okay. So I'm got a little bit of I want to say a little different background. I'm originally from El Paso. I moved down here back in 2009, and I didn't know what I was going to do. 2011, I decided to join the National Guard as a reservist, National Guard, and been in it for about 8 years. And the way I met Levi is kind of funny. I worked for Schwann's, and he happened to be my customer, and just the way he met that broker, I met him, and lo and behold, 2.5 years later, I'm working for Levi.
That's pretty cool. Leadership sticks together, right?
Yes, sir. Yes,
absolutely. Sir. What's funny about that? I wanted to meet the guy that was selling my wife $300 worth of frozen food every week, and I said I have to hire this guy. And so we got Richard into the business, and he's been doing great ever since.
That's awesome. I hope you still buy that stuff, don't you, Levi? Or
Yeah. I don't know. The salesman now is nowhere near as good as what Richard was, but yeah, we're but yeah,
that's pretty cool. We appreciate you guys and all you do. You guys are a big part of the Remax community and serving the real estate community there in your area. We're also here to talk about something bigger, and that is the Freedom Award. Richard, can you tell us a little bit about the Freedom Award?
Yeah, absolutely. That actually is one of the biggest awards that an employer that supports the National Guard and Reserve here in the United States. That from the ESGR, there's about 6 or 7 awards that you can get that basically end up alluding to that one. And it all started with just a regular Patriot Award about 1.5 years ago. The way I did it was I saw Levi's appreciation for when I had to step away from the office, even when I was just brand new ISA, always committed to my military career as well. So I just submitted it, and then from there it started a couple other awards. Well, the Freedom Award, it's usually even the Secretary of Defense's secretary couldn't believe the way it was written. I wrote this award when I was in Somalia about 7 months ago, and not even thinking about it, not thinking about whether we were going to get it. Just I wrote it freehand, and lo and behold, we're here. And every day I wake up humbled as to what's happening. I mean, from when he told me, "Hey, we're going to be on the podcast," to we're going to Washington D.C. It's just a humbling experience, and like Levi said, it's not only him, but it's also the dedication that the company has provided to while I've been gone, not only to Somalia, but also in response to Hurricane Harvey about a year and a half ago when I was gone for about almost a month. It's just been truly amazing the amount of support that Levi and this company has done for the National Guard.
Obviously, Levi, you're a huge supporter of the military. It's been your life and something you've given so much to, and to have a manager who's in the military, you've got these business warriors around the country, and us as employers, it's got to be top of mind for us to support their ability to serve the country while also helping our businesses and us be able to allow them to step away. And that's this is a huge award from the Secretary of Defense, as in the Secretary of Defense. And so you got a phone call from the Secretary of Defense. Is that right? That's what I understand out of this.
Correct. So one of the ISAs here took the phone call about 0805. Said, "Hey, there's somebody calling from employer support, talking about Secretary of Defense." And I was like, "Yes, put that on hold. I'll take it." And lo and behold, it was Patrick Shanahan that said, "We just want to congratulate you and Levi." Well, he wanted to speak to Levi, but I told him that Levi was away, and I was his operations manager, which another thing he couldn't believe either. He was like, "So you're also his operations manager?" And he wanted to congratulate us and said, "We'll see you at the Pentagon."
That's kind of funny. It's, "Hey, the Secretary of Defense is on the phone, Levi, and you're not around, so we're going to go to the Pentagon and hook up with him."
Yeah, it's a little joke around here is, hey, sir, can you put North Korea on hold? We got to find Levi to get on the phone with you. But it's it was when I got that text, hey, Levi, we just got off the phone with the SecDef. I kind of stopped what I was doing. It's pretty neat.
That's incredible. How many of these awards are issued every year? It's just a handful, isn't it?
50, yes, sir.
50. Wow. I mean, that's 1-5. Oh my gosh. That's incredible. It's such a huge honor to be, on the other end of the microphone here with some guys that have been awarded this and are serving our country and serving RE/MAX and, the home buyers and sellers out there. I mean, you guys are dedicated to your customers every day. And this is, you don't run a business where, you're making and selling something. You're going out and finding customers and helping them buy and sell homes. An entrepreneurial business, supporting our military people, and getting a phone call from the Secretary of Defense to go to the Pentagon. I mean, it doesn't get any more unique than that, and really any more honorable for us to be sitting here talking about it. So very cool.
One of the great things about this story is that although I'm the figurehead of the company, I'm the guy that gets to shake the hand of everybody when this stuff happens. Truly, the individual agent of my company really, really came out collectively and individually to really help the Pacheco family, the Texas National Guard. And if it wasn't for their support, putting boxes together and pulling money together to support some of the efforts that we made, it never would have happened. And so I think that the really neat story about this is military and civilian alike. It was RE/MAX agents that came together as individuals, to collectively do something under the leadership and guidance of our company. And that was really, really neat, to see everybody come together.
That's an important point here. I completely agree, Levi. I mean, you've built an amazing culture, and really that's what it comes down to, of building a great organization. And that's why, the military units that you guys are part of are so effective, is the community and the culture within those organizations and your dedication to doing things right and doing things for each other. Tell us a little bit about how your business, RE/MAX Military City, interacts with the community in your course of business.
So in San Antonio, I mean, we are very known here to give a lot back. We help all walks of life. We have one example is a child named Cortez Hardman that we've created a wonderful relationship with. It's a deaf child that came to San Antonio with a mission to learn to talk. And we have had a tremendous we've been very involved with their family, whether it's been financially or being as mentors, and we've created a wonderful friendship with this family. And so, not just the military, we're focused on just making San Antonio community better and reaching out to every portion that we can help. I heard a quote once where somebody said, it's great to earn $1 million. It feels good, but when you give $1 million, it feels tenfold better. And ever since that day, I've just been going for it. And so we're a very benevolent company, and we really look after trying to help everybody out that we can.
That's very cool. A great deal of the values of our organization are giving. You're absolutely right. When your business is dedicated to providing to the community, to giving value, you see it with Richard and you going and helping with the hurricane relief and, the other opportunities to help that the National Guard and the reserves have. It warms the heart, and really it's the foundation, the fabric of this great country is helping people, and it comes back. It truly does. And I love the fact that, and I really want to showcase the fact that you guys are part of the community, you give to the community, and we're so proud of that from, RE/MAX World Headquarters. It's a huge part of our culture here. So thank you so much for that. Richard, how has this reflected on managing the office? What do you see in the culture of the office there?
Since I've gotten back and just being here, what's the word I'm looking for? Great. I mean,
sounds emotional.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. It is. It's like I said a little earlier ago. It's just every day. I wake up and I tell my wife, "Wow, this is happening." When Levi obviously offered me the operation manager to everything else, it's just my last 3 years of my life has been just a great. It's been great. It's been humbling, and just being part of this company, being part of this organization is just amazing.
Awesome.
I think to add to that, though, is the agents that thrive here and enjoy our company and do well. They're really focused on mission. They're focused on culture as opposed to commissions or any of that nature. We have a really special culture at our company, and it's also important to note out that we have many civilians at our company that have done great things and jumped right onto our culture as well, and it's just really cool, and everybody's very proud and excited, and can't wait to see the next step.
That's incredible. And Levi, you're a warrior, a leader. I mean, you've been enlisted, you've been a warrant officer, and part of the most elite fighting group on this globe. How have you translated that leadership, and what recommendations do you have for other business leaders that you can take from your past, and what tips can you give them to build a strong foundation for a business like you've done?
Well, I tell you, it's been tough. The transition, when you leave a very high performance organization and transition to being, just an individual real estate agent on the streets, it's tough, very tough. But aside from that, what I've done is I've implemented what the Army taught me. Show up at the right time, right place, right uniform, do what's expected of you. Act with integrity always. Look for the win. I mean, always. One of our core values is winning. Winning's not just fun; it's what we do. Another thing is I always tell people is that we look in the mirror before we look through the glass, meaning that most problems that we run into in life are solved in the mirror, not through the glass. And humans typically will try to look outward as the solution to their problem. And always recommend to our people that we look in the mirror to try to solve any problems that we face. And so that would be my advice.
That's amazing. Richard, do you have anything to add to that? I mean, that's some huge wisdom of leadership there.
No, yeah, absolutely. The biggest one that gets me is as I walk through the doors every day here at RE/MAX Military City is act with integrity. It's not the way I see it is it's not what you'll do when Levi's here. It's what we'll do when nobody's here. What are we going to do to make sure we win every day, not only for ourselves but also for the community?
I love this. Being an entrepreneur is hard. I mean, you guys have built a mindset around winning, a mindset around giving, and from world headquarters here, and I obviously from the Pentagon and the Secretary of Defense. I mean, this is something that has built an amazing country, amazing companies, and amazing people here. So we thank you so much for all of that. So we have one final question for you guys in closing out the podcast here. I'll start with you, Levi. How do you start with a win?
I get up every day with a plan of attack. I have a new coffee cup. It's a unicorn and rainbow. So I make sure I get my coffee cup and get my coffee and realize that I got to perform magic every day. But I start with the plan. I list it out at the night before. I look at it, I rehearse it, go over it, and I come into the office and I get started. Just like going to the gym. The hardest part about going to the gym is going to the gym. Once you're there, most people execute, and so having a good plan and being prepared to execute it every day is really it. And it's just it's making a simple list and getting everything done and showing up to work. A lot of it is solved just by showing up to the fight. We had a medic when I was in the Army. He was probably one of the greatest medics ever to do that job that I've ever witnessed in my life. But the guy always showed up late. It doesn't matter how great you are if you don't show up to the fight. And so you got to show up to work.
Awesome. Richard, what do you got for us? How do you start with a win?
The way I start is, it's I know the wake up is 0-5 every day. Wake up, go on a couple miles, run, get to clear the mind, and definitely see what I can improve from last night or from yesterday. To see what and just focus while I'm on that run. Clear the mind from whatever happened yesterday and get it prepared for the day as soon as I step into this office.
Awesome. Thank you so much, guys. And some huge gold nuggets there taken away from this. How to start with a win, how to do amazing things for your community, for your country, for yourself. We're so honored and thankful to have Richard and Levi here from RE/MAX Military City on Start With a Win. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll catch you next time on Start With a Win.